Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. Today we are going to continue with exercise 2.8 and we have completed 4 sums in the previous class. So today we are going to continue with the 5th sum. So take down your classwork, write down today's date, just continue, no need to take a new page, you can just continue with writing the date. Write down sum number 5, solve the equation z cube plus 27 is equal to 0. So you are going to solve the equation. Sum number 5, z cube plus 27 is equal to 0. This type of questions are important, like exercise 2.8 is important. You have a question from 2.8. It may be a 2 mark or a 3 mark or a 5 mark question. Okay children? So you have to be thorough with what is that? Exercise 2.8. Okay, let's start with the sum. Was the question given to you? Solve the equation z cube plus 27 is equal to 0. So let's start with the step here. So this is z cube is equal to minus 27. I'm just going to shift plus 27 from LHS to the RHS. So what do you get here? Z cube is equal to minus 27. Okay, now let's try to further simplify it. So what you are going to do here, z cube is equal to 27 into minus 1. That is, I am going to write down minus 27 as 27 into minus 1. Because with this step, we are not able to do anything. So just we'll try to go for further simplification. So what are the changes we are doing here? We are going to write down minus 27 as 27 into minus 1. So z cube is equal to 27 minus 1. So now here we are going to replace this minus 1. Let's do the step here. So z cube is equal to 27. Let's go for the replacement. Okay, before we go for the replacement, let us simplify one more step. We'll use that step and then we go for the substitution for minus. Okay children? So this is written as, so you take down factors of 27. 3 9s are, 3 3s are 1, okay. So 27 is written as 3 raised to 3 and minus 1 you can write as minus 1 itself. No need to go for any other simplification. Just keep minus 1 as minus 1. I hope you people are clear. First we had just taken plus 27 to the RHS. Then we are just breaking them, or we are just taking minus 27 as 27 into minus 1. So now here what I am doing, I am just writing 27 in terms of 3. That is, I have factorized 27 and I am going to write down 27 in the power form. That is 3 raised to 3, 3 into 3. Okay, now what I am going to do is, I am going to take cube root on both sides. What are you going to do? You are going to take cube root on both sides. Why I am taking cube root on both sides? Because I don't want z cube, I want only z. So how are you going to remove the cube from z? If you have to remove the cube from z, you are going to take cube root. If you have square, then what you do? You take square root on both the sides. Say children, your same manner, instead of taking square root, we are going to follow for cube root, because here you have z cube. Getting my point? So write down here, taking cube root on both sides. Taking cube root on both sides. I hope you people are continuing the sum children. Just write down neatly. So once we take cube root on both sides, what happens? The cube root and the cube gets cancelled. Actually cube root is like this. See here children, I am just writing the step over here. Cube root means you have to put like this. Cube root. 3 will come. For square root we don't mention anything. We just put here square root of z square. Okay. For cube root, what comes here? It's 3. So the 3 and the 3 gets cancelled and what will be left here? Z will be left. So write down here Z. So I have just taken for LHS part. I have taken the cube root for LHS side and I get the answer as Z. Okay. Now here I am going to take the cube root for both the numbers. That is for 3 as well as minus 1. So this is 3. This 3 cube as it is. And I am going to take the cube root. Okay. We have seen that the square root can be expressed as x raised to half. I hope you people remember this step. We have already used this type of expressions in our lower classes, in our previous classes and all. Yes, children? So what is that? So how are you going to represent root x? This is root x. When you have to express root x in terms of power, you can write it as x raised to half. Okay. Similarly, if you have to express cube root of x in terms of power, it can be taken as x raised to 1 by 3. It goes on. If you have fourth root of x, how are you going to express it? It will be expressed as x raised to 1 by 4. Are you clear, children? Is the concept clear? Okay, so now what we are going to do here is, instead of writing in terms of cube root, we are just going to write down in terms of power. That is, I am going to write down here, raised to 1 by 3 minus 1 raised to 1 by 3. The meaning is the same. This is cube root of 3 raised to 3, cube root of minus 1. Just stay on the step, children. So z is equal to 3 cube, the whole raised to 1 by 3 into minus 1, the whole raised to 1 by 3. That is, I have taken cube root on both the sides. Here it was z cube. Now when I just take the cube root, z cube changes to z. Okay. Okay, have you taken it? Okay, now let's go for the next step. So I have told you that we have to introduce in place of minus 1, one polar form. So I'll be telling you what polar form we are going to write down here. Before we write down a number, let's try to simplify this part. 3 into 1 by 3. So this is a raised to m, the whole raised to n. So what is the law of indices over here? You have a raised to m into n. So what is m and what is n here? Let's see what is m. M is 3 and what is the n? N is 1 by 3. You get a 3 into 1 by 3. So what happens here? The 3 and 3 gets cancelled and what is left here? It's 1. That means what you have here? 3 raised to 3, the whole raised to 1 by 3. So you get 3 raised to 1 by, so 3 and 3 gets left, cancelled. So what will be left here? Only 3 will be left. So just put here z is equal to 3. This will be written as cos pi plus I sin pi, the whole raised to 1 by 3. Cos pi plus I sin pi. You can say this is a polar form, yes, because you are using a trigonometric functions. So z is equal to 3 into cos pi plus I sin pi, the whole raised to 1 by 3. I am just replacing minus 1, that's all. I am not doing any other changes. I am replacing minus 1 as cos pi plus I sin pi. Now you may have a confusion why we write minus 1 as cos pi plus I sin pi. Children, you have to work out this in your right corner, okay? You have written down the step over here. We are going to show why we are using cos pi plus I sin pi in terms of or in place of minus 1. So just show the working. So just show the working in the right corner, okay? So if you have cos pi plus I sin pi. So let's try to put the value over here. Okay, so cos pi, the value for cos pi is minus 1 plus I is as it is and sin pi is 0. So what is the answer you get here? You get the answer as minus 1. Getting my point, children? So what are we going to do? We are going to replace minus 1 as cos pi plus I sin pi. What is the value for cos pi? It is minus 1. And what is the value for sin pi? It is 0. So minus 1 plus 0 gives you minus 1. That's all. So what you can say? We can say that these two values are equal. So we are just replacing the required value. This is the polar form. You know the meaning of polar form? We can call it as trigonometric form also, since we are dealing with some trigonometric functions. So z is cos pi plus I sin pi, the whole raised to 1 by 3. You have to show this step, children. Take down the steps. Have you taken on the steps? Okay, so now let us apply De Moivre's theorem. So which theorem are you going to apply here? De Moivre's theorem. So when you apply De Moivre's theorem, what happens? Yes, the power goes to the angle. So what do you get here? Z is equal to 3. 3 is common for both the terms. Okay, children? So be careful. You have to use a bracket. So 3 cos 1 by 3, it's been multiplied to the angle. So pi into 1 by 3 gives you pi by 3. So cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. That's all. Now don't write the power, okay? We cannot write the power because already we have used the De Moivre's theorem. So you can mention here, this is by De Moivre's theorem. Okay. So I have mentioned the theorem. So don't, once again, already you have applied the theorem. So again you will write the power. So again you will apply. So it's not that. So be careful when you write down the statement. So already use the theorem and we have multiplied to the angle. So we get 3 times cos of pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. And we have already studied the alternate form of the polar form. Yes? What is that alternate form? That is, you can add 2k pi. What can be added to the angle? 2k pi can be added to the angle. Are you getting my point, children? Already we have written these points. So now we are going to add 2k pi to the angles. So let's add the angle here. So z is equal to 3 cos of 2k pi plus pi upon 3 plus I sin 2k pi plus pi upon 3. Here we are just writing the alternate form. We have one more way of writing the polar forms. That is, how you write down that? Just add 2k pi to the angle. So what is the angle here? It's pi upon 3. So you are just going to add 2k pi. So 2k pi plus pi upon 3 and sin 2k pi plus pi upon 3. Okay, here just come back to the question, children. So we have to take down the value for k over here. What is the degree of the given equation? What is the highest power here? The highest power is 3. That means the degree is 3. So if you have a degree 3, you are going to get how many roots? You are going to get 3 roots. You are going to get how many values? You are going to get 3 values. That means if you solve a quadratic equation, we get 2 values for x. Yes, children? If you have a linear equation, you have 1 value for x. If you have a quadratic equation, you have 2 values for x. Similarly, now here we are dealing with a cubic equation. So when you are dealing with a cubic equation, you are going to get how many values? You are going to get 3 values. So what are we going to do here? We are going to take the value for k as. So where k is equal to 0, 1, 2. So I am going to choose 3 values for k. What are the 3 values of k? It's 0, 1, 2. Are you clear, children? So where k is equal to 0, 1, 2. So now the thing is, you are just going to take k as 0, then you have to substitute over here and you have to find the answer. Then you have to take 1, you have to put the value for k as 1 and you have to get the answer. Next thing is you are going to substitute the value for k as 2 and you are going to get the answer. So we will be getting how many answers? We will be getting 3 answers. Come on, just take a step still here. So I hope you people are clear why we are choosing 3 values. We are choosing 3 values because we have a cubic equation over here or a cubic polynomial over here. So where k is 0, 1, 2. Okay. So I am going to start with k is equal to 0. Let's start with the work. I'll just rub this part. Then on. When k is equal to 0. So here we have taken where k is 0, 1, 2. I'll start for the first part. When k is equal to 0. So wherever you have k, you have to substitute the value as 0. So z is equal to 3 times. If you are able to do it directly, no problem, you can do it directly. If you feel that you are going to substitute the value and you are going to do the sum, no problem. It's up to you. The only important part is you have to get a correct answer. That's all. So I'm just going to do it directly. K is 0. So 2 into k, that is 2 into 0, the whole term gets 0. So what is left here? Cos pi by 3, that is this term vanishes. because k is 0. So you get 2 into 0 into pi, which is 0. 0 plus pi, pi by 3. So cos of pi by 3. Same way here, because here also we are dealing with the same angle. So what is left here, children? 3 cos of pi by 3 plus I sine pi by 3. This is what is left. So this is the first value, and we are just going to write down a short form for this. I hope you people remember this. Cis pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 plus I sine pi by 3. C stands for cos, I stands for I, or that is the imaginary unit, S stands for sine and the angle. So 3 cis pi by 3. This is the first answer. That is when you put k is equal to 0. Okay, let's go for the second one. We have to substitute the value for k as 1. So write down here, when k is equal to 1, what happens? Come on, let's try to substitute the value and get the answer, children. I just give you some time. Complete the answer. You have to complete for k is equal to 1. Come on, do the sum. It's very easy. You have to just remember the concept. That's all. I hope you people have completed the answer, children. Shall we have a check? Okay, let's check the answer. So what you get here, z is equal to 3 times. I'm going to do it directly, children. It's 1, okay. So in place of k, I have to take as 1. So 2 into 1 into pi. 2 into 1, 2. 2 into pi, 2 pi. 2 pi plus pi. What is 2 pi plus pi? 3 pi. Okay, 3 pi upon 3. I hope you're clear with the step, children. Are you clear with the step? 2 into 1, 2. 2 into pi, 2 pi. So 2 pi plus pi gives you 3 pi. So I'm going to write down here cos of 3 pi upon 3. So I'll just write down here cos of 3 pi upon 3 here plus I sine 3 pi by 3. We can cancel 3 and 3. So what is left here? 3 cos pi plus I sine pi. This is what we started with, yes. Do you remember this thing? I have just replaced minus 1. That is, we started this sum with minus 1. So what we did, we just wrote cos pi plus I sine pi as minus 1. So here we have cos pi plus I sine pi, which is equal to minus 1. So you can just write down here 3 into minus 1, which is equal to minus 3. So I have got the second value also. What is the first value? I got 3 cis pi by 3. And the next one I got as minus 3. Come on, complete for the second one, children. The third one, that is for k is equal to 2. Take down when k is equal to 2. Complete the answer, children. Complete for when k is equal to 2. I'll just keep this part for my reference. Okay. So third one, when k is equal to 2. So wherever you have k, you have to substitute it as 2. So 2 into 2, 4, 4 pi plus pi. 2 into 2, 4, 4 into pi, 4 pi plus pi. That's 5 pi upon 3. Here no need to worry, whatever angles you get over here, you're going to get the same angles because we are dealing with the same angle. So what you get here, z is equal to 3 times cos of 2 into 2, 4, 4 into pi, 4 pi plus pi. So 4 pi plus pi gives you 5 pi. 5 pi by 3 plus I sine 5 pi by 3. Yes. So now just we can write down the short form over here. I'll just write down this as 3 CIS 5 pi by 3. 3 cis 5 pi by 3. Okay, children. So we have found the answer. That is, we have solved the equation z cube plus 27 is equal to 0, and we got the answer. Let's write down the final statement over here. Complete the final statement. Write down. Hence, the roots are. You can just mention the roots are, because like I have told you that when you solve a quadratic equation, we get two roots. We get two values for x. That's what we called as roots. Yes. Similarly, here we are dealing with z cube. So we are dealing with a cubic equation or a cubic polynomial, and you have to write down the answer as roots. Hence, the roots are 3 cis pi by 3 minus 3, 3 cis 5 pi by 3. So this is the answer. Just highlight your answers, children. Highlight your answers. Okay. I hope you were clear with the sum. Yes, good. Now let's go to the next question. Let's take on the next question. If omega is not equal to 1 is a cube root of unity, show that the roots of the equation z minus 1 the whole cube plus 8 is equal to 0 are minus 1, 1 minus 2 omega, 1 minus 2 omega square. So you have to show, they have given you equation, and what is the thing that we have to do is we have to find out the roots, and they have given you the values for the roots. What are the roots? It's minus 1, 1 minus 2 omega, and 1 minus 2 omega square. So mostly, let's go with the steps. Let's see how to get the answer for it. Have you completed, children? Okay. Let's start with the next sum. Sum number 6. Omega is not equal to 1. So they have said that omega is not equal to 1 is a cube root of unity. Show that the roots of the equation. Write down here, given z minus 1 the whole cube plus 8 is equal to 0. This is the equation which is given to us, and what you are going to show. You have to show that, to show minus 1, 1 minus 2 omega, 1 minus 2 omega square are the roots of z minus 1 the whole cube plus 8 is equal to 0. This is what we have to show. Minus 1, 1 minus 2 omega, 1 minus 2 omega square are the roots of the given equation. So just say down the given part and the to show part. Let's go for the solution. I'll just start with the given part. Z minus 1 the whole cube plus 8 is equal to 0. Here I am just going to shift again the number to the RHS part. The same thing that we have done in our previous sum. So therefore Z minus 1 the whole cube is equal to minus 8. Z minus 1 the whole cube is equal to minus 8. Here a small changes. In the previous sum we just took 27 into minus 1. We split it as 27 into minus 1. Here we are going to take minus 8 into 1. We are just going to split it as minus 8 into 1. We are not going to take 8 into minus 1. Okay, children? For every sum we have some different steps to be followed. So that's the thing is you have to be thorough. If you are thorough, you know how way to apply which step and so on. Okay, children? So what are we going to do here? We are just going to express minus 8 as minus 8 into 1. Let's express it. So very easy step till here. I hope you people are clear till here. Okay, let's write down here. Therefore, z minus 1 the whole cube is equal to, I'm just going to keep minus 8 as minus 8 into 1. I'm going to get the same value. Yes, children? Minus 8 into 1 gives you minus 8. That's all. Again here, you are going to, first of all, try to express minus 8 in terms of the power. That is, you're going to take the factors of 8 and you're going to express 8 in the form of a power, and later on we are going to take the cube root on both sides. Are you getting my point, children? The same way, the same steps that we have followed for our previous sum. Come on, do the step, children. Follow the step. You're just going to express 8, that is minus 8. Here you don't have 8, you have minus 8, so express minus 8 in terms of power, and later on you're going to take the cube root on both the sides and you're going to get the answer. Come on, do it. Come on, do not waste your time, children. Okay, let's have a check of your answer. Have you completed the step, children? Let's see. So what is the thing I told you? First of all, you are going to factorize 8. Let's factorize 8. What do you get? 2, 2, 2. 2 2s are 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, and here 1. So now we have to write down this 8 in terms of power. Just remember one thing, children. Here you have minus 8. So don't get confused. You have to insert a minus sign. Minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. What will be the answer? We know the answer for 2 into 2 into 2. What is it? 8. Yes. So 2 into 2 into 2, 8. Let's go for the sign. Minus minus plus, plus minus minus. So you get here minus 8. Okay, children. So now how are you going to write down in terms of power? It's minus 2 the whole raised to 3. You are going to write down minus 2 3 times. Minus 2 the whole raised to 3. So put here, therefore, z minus 1 the whole cube is equal to minus 2 the whole cube. First of all, I am just expressing minus 8 in terms of power. Keep this as it is. No need to do any other changes. Getting the point? Okay. So now what are we going to do here? You know the next step? Yes. Taking cube root on both sides. Let's take a cube root. Right down here. Taking cube root on both sides. So when you take cube root on both sides, what do you get here, children? The cube root, the cube and the cube root gets cancelled. I hope you people remember, no need to go for the step. Yes, children? So if you express z minus 1 cube, or you take the cube root of z minus 1 the whole cube, the cube root and the cube gets cancelled. So what will be left here? Z minus 1 will be left. And at the same time, I am going to take here the cube root. So I get minus 2 cube raised to 1 by 3, 1 raised to 1 by 3. So just see the arrangements, children. The power, the cube gets cancelled off because we are taking cube root on both sides. So cube root and cube gets cancelled and you get z minus 1. It's minus 2 raised to 3. So I'm not going to use the cube root symbol. I'm just going to write down cube root in terms of power. And already have discussed in the previous sum how to write the cube root in terms of power. So minus 2 cube already present, and the cube root is written as 1 by 3 in the form of power. And here also I'm going to write down cube root in the form of power. So I get 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3. Okay, children? Z minus 1 is equal to minus 2 cube root. That is, you can say cube root of minus 2 raised to 3 cube root of 1. Is the step clear? Okay, let's try to simplify the step. So z minus 1 is equal to, the 3 into 1 by 3 gets cancelled. Okay, so only 1 will be left. That means only minus 2 is left. So minus 2 and this is 1 raised to 1 by 3. Do not write down here anything. Just keep it as 1 raised to 1 by 3. So what we get here, z minus 1 is equal to minus 2, 1, the whole raised to 1 by 3. That is, we have just written the cube root in terms of power. Square root of x is written as x raised to half. Cube root of x is written as x raised to 1 by 3, and so on. Okay, children? So what do you get here? Z minus 1 is equal to minus 2, 1, the whole raised to 1 by 3. Let's simplify it further. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take this minus 1 to that side. I just want the answer in terms of z, because here we are going to find out the roots of the equation. Yes, children? That means we have to find out the value for z. So write down here, z is equal to, I'm going to shift the minus 1 to that side, so it turns to be plus 1. Okay? I'm just going to put that term first. 1 minus 2, 1 raised to 1 by 3. You may ask that we keep this term first. Okay, we keep this term and you have plus 1. Okay, so I have just arranged them and have written as 1 minus 2, everything as it is, 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3. So z is equal to, and if you have a confusion, we can have one more step here, z is equal to minus 2, 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3 plus 1. It's like this. I'm just going to bring this minus 1 to that side. So it turns to be plus 1, but I just don't want this format. I want the first term to be positive, so I'm just keeping it as 1 minus 2 into 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3. Okay, children? Okay, now we have to go for the explanation for this part. For this part, you have to refer page 89 of your textbook. Just refer page 89, children. Just come to page 89. I hope you are ready with your pages. Okay. Now you have to see your example 2.32. Okay, did you get that? Just see the solved example over there. You have a solved example 2.32. Find the cube roots of unity. Did you see that question, children? Okay. Now we are just going to use the answer from there. What is that? See the last step of that answer. Therefore, the cube root of unities are 1 omega omega square. Just you can see the last step. They have given you the value over there. What are the values? The values are 1 omega and omega square. That is, they have started from the cube root of 1. That is, unity is 1. So they have found the cube root of 1 and they have found the answer for it. What is the answer they have found? They have found the answer as 1 omega and omega square. Okay, children? So we are just going to write down the explanation why we are using 1 omega and omega square, and then we are going to substitute over here and we are going to get the required answer. Okay, children? So just explain the part over there. Write down. If z cube is equal to 1. Okay, this is the explanation part. Okay, why I am going to choose 1 omega and omega square. So if z cube is equal to 1, then z is equal to 1 raised to 1 by 3. Are you clear with this step? See, z cube is equal to 1. So when you take the cube root of it, what do you get? Z. The 3, that is the cube root, and the power 3 gets cancelled, and 1 whole raised to 1 by 3. You know how to write down cube root in terms of power. Again, I have just reminding you. So you can write down this as x raised to 1 by 3. So z is equal to 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3. And if you have such a statement, what will be the roots given to you, children? What are the roots? If z cube is 1, so z is equal to 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3, then roots of z will be 1 omega and omega square. This we can write directly. Okay. Then roots of z will be 1 omega omega square. I hope you people are clear with this thing. Very good. Okay. Now what are we going to do here? We are just going to apply the roots and let's find out the answer. So now what is the work is, children? You are just going to replace this 1 in place of this part. See, we have found this answer. Yes, children, we have found the answer for 1 raised to 1 by 3. That is z. That means you are going to apply 1 over here. You are going to apply omega over here. You are going to apply omega square over here. Getting my point? We are just using the fact. This one we just solved some. They have already solved the use example. So we are using a solved example. And from the solved example, we got a hint. What is the hint that we are getting? If z cube is 1, z is equal to 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3. And if you have such a case, what are the roots going to be? The roots are going to be 1 omega omega square. So in place of 1, raised to 1 by 3, we are going to substitute the value as 1, omega and omega square. Shall we proceed for the step, children? Let's start with the work. I'll write down if root is 1, z is equal to 1 minus 2. Where I have told you to substitute the 1, I have told you that you have to substitute the value for 1 for this part, wholly part, full part. It's not like here, you should not put here for 1. This answer is for the complete part, that is 1 raised to 1 by 3. Getting my point? Okay. So 1 minus 2, and this is 1. So in place of 1, the whole raised to 1 by 3, I am going to put 1. So what is the answer I get? 1 minus 2. Okay, I'll just write down a step over here. This is equal to minus 1. Yes? I hope that was the first part that we have to prove. We have to show that that was one of the root. So we got the first root. What is the first root we got? Minus 1. Are you getting my point, children? Is the sum easy? Is the sum clear to you? Okay. So if root is 1, z will be 1 minus 2 into 1. So where I am going to put this 1? I am going to put the 1 in 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3. So from where do you get this 1? I got the value from the roots of z. That is, if you have z cube is 1. This condition is applicable only if you have z cube is equal to 1. Otherwise, we cannot apply this values. Getting my point, children? Okay. So we have found the first value. Let us go for the second value. Let's go for the second value. So if root is omega, so first I choose 1, I found the answer. Now I am going to take the root as omega. If root is omega, z is equal to 1 minus 2, and for this part, that is 1, the whole raised to 1 by 3, you have to substitute omega. So z is equal to 1 minus omega. This is very direct answer, yes? Here we got the answers directly. I think this is the second root that we have to show. Coming to the last part. If root is omega square, z is equal to 1 minus 2 into. So what are you going to put in place of 1 the whole raised to 1 by 3? You are going to put omega square. This is 2 omega square. That's all. Yes, children? So we have found all the three values. What are the three values? Minus 1, 1 minus 2 omega, 1 minus 2 omega square. Let's write on the final statement. Therefore, the roots of z minus 1 the whole cube plus 8 is equal to 0 are minus 1, 1 minus 2 omega, 1 minus 2 omega square. Hence, shown. So we have found the answer. Yes, children? Very simple thing. Only the thing is over here. You have to just remember this concept. Remember this step. Once you know this step, you can substitute and you can get the answer. And very, very important thing, this will be applied only if z cube is equal to 1. Other than that, you cannot apply this roots, children. Okay, children? Just complete the answer. So we have completed our sum number 6. Have you completed, children? Okay, now it's the time for your homework. I hope that you people were eagerly waiting for your homework part. Yes, children? Yes, many are nodding your head up and down, and many are nodding your head sideways. Yes, yes, we can sense it. Yes, children? Yes. So it's the time for your homework, and your homework is from 2.8, you're going to complete question number 7. Try out 7 sum. Okay, children? 2.8. This is the homework part. 7th sum, and from question number 8, the first part will be a homework. You are just going to apply the properties over there and you are going to get the answer. 7th sum is your homework. From question number 8, the first part is your homework. I'll be doing the second part and you are going to do the first part. The first part is the easiest part, okay children? You can just try out the first part as your homework. Okay, now we are going to continue with the second part of question number 8. Let's write on the question. Write on the question, children. If omega is not equal to 1 is a cube root of unity, show that. You don't write the first part. The first part is for you. That is, you are going to complete the first part as homework. So you are going to take the second part. 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega raised to 4, 1 plus omega raised to 8, dot dot dot, 1 plus omega square the whole raised to 11. 1 plus omega square raised to 11 is equal to 1. So you have to show the answer is equal to 1. So take down the question. Sum number 8, second subpart, 1 minus 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square. Okay, 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega raised to 4, 1 plus omega raised to 8. It goes on till 1 plus omega square raised to 11. So 2 raised to 11. And this answer should be equal to, okay children? Let's start with the sum. Have you taken on the question? Do not take the first subpart, that's your homework. You have to take the second subpart. That's 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega raised to 4, 1 plus omega raised to 8, dot dot dot, 1 plus omega raised to 2, or omega raised to 2 the whole raised to 11. And we have to show the answer as 1. Let's start with the given part here. Write down given 1 plus omega this is given to us 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega raised to 4, 1 plus, if you are able to write down in a one line children, you just stretch the line, okay, just do not break it. Here I am, okay, if I write it will go till there. Try to write in a straight line children, okay. If you are not able to, do not make it shrink, you can just continue the next line, no problem. So omega raised to 8. Okay, what will the next number children? You have 1, here 2, double of 2, 4, double of 4, it's 8, double of 8, 16, okay, 16. Next number, you have totally 1, 2, 3, it goes till the power 2 raised to 11, okay. So just write down here one more number. What will be the next number? Omega raised to double of 16, 32, and it goes till 1 plus omega square raised to 11, that's all. I've just added 2 more values, that's all. 1 plus omega is already present, 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega raised to 4, 1 plus omega raised to 8 here. See, you just can see that this is power 1. So double of 1, 2, double of 2, 4, double of 4, 8, and it goes on. Okay children? So have written double of 8 as 16, double of 16 as 32, and the last number is omega raised to 2 raised to 11. So this was the given part. Have you taken down the part? 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega raised to 4, 1 plus omega raised to 8, 1 plus omega raised to 16, 1 plus omega raised to 32, dot dot dot, 1 plus omega square the whole raised to 11. Okay children. Now here we are just going to see here we had some powers, but just see the last term children. They are expressing the power, they are just expressing in terms of power of 2. So 2 raised to 11. So what are we going to do here? We are just going to try to write down the remaining numbers in terms of the power of 2. Here no need to do anything. Here you keep it as 1 plus omega as it is. No need to worry here. So 1 plus omega, this is 1 plus omega 2 raised to 1. 2 can be written as 2 raised to 1. 1 plus omega 2 raised to 2. So raised to 4. Omega raised to 4 will be written as 2 raised to 2. 1 plus omega 2 raised to 3, 1 plus omega 2 raised to 4. I hope you people are clear. We can just go on. 8 2s are 16. So one more 2 is added. 16 2s are 32. So again one more 2 is added. So what do you get here? 1 plus omega raised to 2 raised to 5 dot 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 1 plus omega square raised to 11. Are you clear with the step, children? So 1 plus omega, I am just keeping it as it is. 2 I am writing as 2 raised to 1. 4 I have written as 2 square. 8 written as 2 cube. 16 written as 2 raised to 4. 32 written as 2 raised to 5, and we have 2 raised to 11. Okay. So we have some more steps. Let's see what to do for the next step. So this is equal to. Just stay on the step. Do not miss any terms, children. Just stay on the steps. So now here, let's go for a few changes. Now 1 plus omega, just keep 1 plus omega as it is. At the moment, do not do anything. Just keep it as 1 plus omega. And we can keep this as 1 plus omega square. Okay, I'll just keep this as 1 plus omega square. And coming to this term, children, it's 1 plus omega raised to 4. Okay, just take the term omega raised to 4. Do not go for this 1 plus anything. Just put your pens down and let's listen to me. We are just going to have a manipulation over here. We are just going to assume the answer. We are just going to try out 2-3 terms, and then we are going to write down what will be the answer for it. So now I am going to consider 1 plus omega squared square. I told you that I am just going to consider this part. It is omega raised to 4. We have used, or we have simplified omega raised to 4. We know the value for omega cube. What is the value for omega cube, children? It's 1, yes. So how are you going to write down omega raised to 4? Omega raised to 4 will be written as omega cube into omega. Are you clear? So how have I split it? I have split it 4 as 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1, that is omega cube into omega. 3 plus 1, so you get 4. So I know the value for omega cube. What is the value? It's 1. So 1 into omega gives you omega. So what is the value for omega raised to 4? It will be written as, how are you going to write down, children? You are going to write down it as omega. So you can write down here, it's 1 plus omega. Getting my point? 4 will be written as omega cube into omega. So 1 into omega, omega. Let's come for the next term. 2 cube, that is 8. How are you going to split this 8? How are you going to break this 8? Okay, first thing is, 8 can be written as omega raised to 4 into 4. Do you agree with this step? Children, you have to show this step, okay children? You have to write down this in your rough part. So omega rate can be splitted as omega raised to 4 into omega raised to 4, okay? I know the value for omega raised to 4. What is it? Omega. What is the value for omega raised to 4? Again, it's omega. So what you get here? Omega into omega, which is omega square. Getting my point? So we have simplified the next bracket also. I get 1 plus omega square. Okay? Clear? So when we simplified omega raised to 4, I got the answer as omega. And when I simplified omega raised to 8, the next term, I get the answer as omega square. So here, that is when you just go on simplifying these terms, you are going to get the answer as 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square. 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square. Getting my point, children? Okay, if you want, we'll have a check for one more term. Here we have 1 plus omega raised to 16. Okay, 1 plus omega raised to 16. Let's have a check for it. 16 means omega raised to 16 can be written as omega raised to 8 into omega raised to 8. Do you agree with this? It's not a W, children. You have to put like omega. What is omega raised to 8? Omega square. What is omega raised to 8? Omega square. What is omega square into omega square? Omega raised to 4. So this is equal to omega. See? So here the next term will be 1 plus omega. I hope you people are clear. It's not so much of confusing. It's very simple thing. So when you simplify omega raised to 4, you get omega. Omega raised to 8 can be splitted as 4 plus 4. That's omega into omega gives you omega square. So I have written there omega square. When I take the next one, that is 16, it can be taken as 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8, 16, yes? So what is the value for omega raised to 8? I got the value as omega square. So omega square into omega square, which gives you omega raised to 4. And already we know the value for omega raised to 4. That's omega. So I just put. So what are you going to get here? You're going to just get the value in terms of 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, and so on. But how many times? That's the important thing. How many times you're going to get, or how many terms you're going to get here? Let's count the number of terms here, children. It starts from 2 power 1, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes till 11. So how many terms you have till here? You have totally 11 terms, and you have to include this term. So totally we have how many terms? We have 12 terms. Are you getting my point, children? See here. This is one term. Okay. This is 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So how many terms you get? We get totally 11 terms. That is, if I start from here to here, that is, if I am going to count from here to here, it's from 1 to 11, I get totally 11 terms plus 1. That is plus 1 plus omega. So totally we are going to have how many terms? We are going to have 12 terms. So no need to go on writing 12 terms. I'll just put here dot dot dot. And how many terms are going to be here? 12 terms. Mention 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, again 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square, again 1 plus omega. It goes up to 12 terms. Okay, children? Now, just see those terms carefully. Here, I have told you that you are going to get only these 2 terms repeated. You may have 1 plus omega, or you may have 1 plus omega square. 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square. So how many 1 plus omega is going to be here? 6. Because totally you have 12 terms, okay? So you have 1 plus omega, then you have 1 plus omega square. 1 plus omega, 1 plus omega square. That means you have 6 terms of 1 plus omega, and you have 6 terms of 1 plus omega square. I hope you are clear with my statement. Okay, so I just write down here, this is equal to 1 plus omega square into 6 terms. So when you just consider this pair, you will be having 6, 6. That means 1 plus omega 6 times and 1 plus omega square 6 times. So this pair is going to repeat how many times? Do not get confused, children. Here the whole term was 12. Total number of terms were 12. But when I just take the combination, or when I just take the pair of it, I'll be getting a 6 term. So this one pair, then again I'll get 1 pair, again I'll get 1 pair. So I'll be getting how many pairs? 6 pairs. That's 6 terms. Shall I continue the sum over there? Okay, let's continue over here. You have to take down all this part, children. So do not, it's looking very confusing, yes? Just be careful, just go step by step slowly, children. Do not make any mistake. Just copy the terms carefully. Okay. Have you taken the step, children? Have told you to go for the working part also. You have to show what is the value for omega raised to 4 and what is the value for omega raised to 8 and also what is the value for omega raised to 16. You have to show the working part also, children. No one is going to write down the answers directly. Show the working part. Okay. Let's continue. I'll just write down one more step over here. So I'll be getting here 1 plus omega square, the whole raised to 6. So total, I'm going to get how many terms? I'm going to get 6 terms. So put here 1 plus omega, the whole square raised to 6. That is, I have just shrinked this. I have just taken the next step for it. So 6 terms means I'll be having how many pairs I'll be having? I'll be having 6 pairs. So 1 plus omega square, the whole raised to 6. Okay, let's continue the next step. Have you taken on this working part, children? Do not miss out the working part. You have to write the working part. Okay, let's continue further over here. I'll just continue here. we have already written one explanation when we started this theorem, or when we started this exercise. 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. You remember this thing? 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. Yes? Okay, let's continue. So what is the value for 1 plus omega? So I have to write the value for 1 plus omega. What is the value for 1 plus omega? 1 plus omega will be, the omega square will come to this side. So I'll get minus omega square. Therefore, minus omega square. Okay? I have to find out the value for 1 plus omega square. So what is 1 plus omega square? The omega will come this side. So I'll get minus omega. So 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. What is the value for 1 plus omega? This will come to this side. That is minus omega square. And 1 plus omega square means I can take plus omega to the right hand side. I'll get minus omega. So put here. You can just show the working. Minus omega square, and for this minus omega whole raised to 6. So this is minus omega square into minus omega. Minus plus omega cube raised to 6. Minus plus omega square into omega cube raised to 6. I know the value for omega. What is the value for omega? It's 1, the whole raised to 6. So the answer is 1. What is the value for omega? Omega cube is equal to 1. So have just writing, or have to replace omega cube as 1. So 1 raised to 6. 1 into 1 into 1 into 1. Any times you are going to get the answer as 1. Yes, that's what we have to show. Yes. You can just say, hence proved. You can just mention your LHS, children. Just take down here LHS, and you can say here RHS. This is equal to RHS. Therefore, LHS is equal to RHS. Hence, shown is here. Hence, show. Just mention here, you have just taken the given part, just write on there LHS part. Take the LHS part and you have derived to the RHS part, and you say that LHS is equal to RHS. Hence, show. So we have completed our sum number 8. We have some more sums here, student. We have 2 more sums. Okay, you have to do one more work over here. You are going to complete sum number 10 as homework. I'll be doing the 9th sum in the next class. Okay, we have one more sum to do, which will be continued in the next sum. So for today, the homework is sum number 7. You have to do question number 8, the first subpart. Okay, the second subpart has been done, and you're going to complete sum number 10. Okay, children? And we will be continuing with the 9th sum of this exercise in the next class.